This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Is it warm out?
No, it's like
57 now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
I know, because
I
my
just
mom
checked.
called me earlier today and she said, oh, I gotta go get my prescription and it's so yucky out. And is it warm at least? I thought it was supposed to be.
60. Yeah,
It's
you're
cold.
correct.
I'm like, they lied.
Check. I saw 57 when I was home.
I thought I saw
Yeah,
it.
59 right now.
Oh, really?
Boy, it doesn't feel that
My
warm.
car said it was like in the 40s.
Oof, that's what it says. Like I tell my kids, I'm not a weatherman, but I can read.
Probably more accurate than the weatherman.
Candidates too. And didn't get a chance to do that last night or tonight. Maybe I'll tomorrow.
It's all at the same time where we've been trying to schedule a rules and regulations meeting. Every room's booked Monday night, every room's booked Tuesday night. There's a lot going on.
Hi, Connie.
Hello,
Hello.
how's it going?
Oh, good.
How's your shoulder?
Said to the physical therapist yesterday, I said, how are you doing? I said, it shouldn't hurt this much after this long. I said, how should I feel at this point? He was frustrated. He goes, you're doing well.
Shoulders are the worst.
He said shoulder, he said
Yes.
rotator cuff, and full knee replacement.
Yes.
Are the two worst surgeries to recover from.
Yes. Didn't you have it immobilized for a month? You couldn't even move?
6 weeks. I had
6
the
weeks?
block. I had the block and everything. Yeah, absolutely. Gentlemen. Good evening.
Yeah, buddy. Hi. I'm I just recognize it all.
Nice to see
I'll stand up for you, gentlemen.
Yeah,
And you
I know.
too. How are you, gentlemen?
Good. How about yourself?
Good, thanks. Could be any better.
Suppose we should shut these off.
Should be off. I don't do.
One time I
I feel
don't.
like mine echoes through the hallway, so I always have my vibration in my office.
Double check will be on. One time I get a call, it's a half hour.
I was checking my meetings. I always check it. In conferences, so weird, it's rude when somebody goes out at a conference,
No,
really is
Drew
rude.
was still,
Yeah.
he used to get up and give that story about.
No.
$8,000, $20.
I had both knees done. I think shoulders even worse. They tell me hips the easiest. Goes that way.
Yeah, they did say that. They said
It's
this,
just so weird.
which is
They
really
do.
weird. You think the hip would have more to do than, yeah.
My brother-in-law, the barber, was back cutting hair in 3 days. Berkshire Medical Center went through the front and they didn't have to move as much.
Yeah.
So he was cutting hair in 3 days.
Wow.
He woke up in less pain than he went to sleep.
That's something to do it on your feet too.
Yes.
Wow.
All right, I got 1 minute.
$40 less. Oh, I was making. Probably 100 ball jobs. I've ever had. Started. I keep this close to you.
Okay, it's 5:30.
I've been working.
Hi, everybody.
Hi there, how are
Good
you?
evening.
Good evening. Welcome to the Easthampton City Council Finance Committee meeting. It's December 11th, 5:30 PM. I have myself and Councillor Terrell here in person, and Councillor Denham is attending remote. So we don't have any minutes to approve. Mayor's not here. Public speak, anyone from the public here to speak about anything that's not on our agenda? Okay. So new business, we've got 2 items, an interdepartmental transfer for the PEG access account and a request from the contributory retirement board to increase the COLA base by $2,000. to $18,000. So let's just get the PEG access thing out of the way early. We just do this quarterly. I think you all know the drill. Does anyone have any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Councilor Terrell?
Aye.
Councilor Dunham?
Aye.
And I vote aye. All right, motion passes. So that's out of the way. Let's move to the retirement board.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good evening, Counselor. Counselor, good evening. Thank you for hearing us so soon. I really appreciate it. We raised, thanks to the city council, about 4 years ago, to 16,000. I just want to give you some background. There's some communities that are actually 30,000 now. We found out at a hearing meeting we were just at, which is Montague, correct?
Yeah.
And we moved up to 16 because we have 38% of our retirees are making 18,000 or less, and we have 198 retirees. So that's a lot of people. So we're here for our retirees. That's our job. That's our fiduciary duty to take care of our retirees. And that's why we asked for the increase. And we can give you some statistics. We're doing very well. I have a report from our investment company, which is the state one. We have 6 million already in profit this year. And I expect it to go higher because November and December are going to be quite well too. But they don't just have stocks. I think we gave you the background before. They do timber. It's quite diversified. They do rentals, and you never think timber, but it's like 2% for timber. And because of that, it helps us in bad years when the market isn't good. But we have American equities. We also have global equities. So there's a wide range of investments. There's like 6, and that helps us stay stable. But we're more than stable this year. I believe, if I'm not wrong, 4 years ago we made 12 million. Was it 4 or 5 years ago? 12 million. I was right the first. $12 million we went plus. So we've been doing quite well. I think there's about 80 communities that do the same investment that we do. They have a lot of money from the state. Some retirement boards do their own investing with a private, what we do with the state retirement system. So that's what we're doing. And that's why we're here tonight, to help our retirees.
Okay.
We'll give you some more figures whenever you're ready for
I just want to quickly see if anyone from the city has anything to weigh in on, and then I'd love to hear more.
Do you want me to go
Yes, thank you.
So we had a lot of back and forth during the meeting. Financially, we also had a conversation with mayor and the whole financial team inside. I did this stuff there. And I'll share this with Connie via email. I didn't make enough copies, but if you want to share one, sorry. So the appropriation, which is coming through for the PIRAC for next 2 years, they give us evaluation. So the first thing is, like, it used to be 2029 needs to be, we should be fully funded by then, but then legislation changed. It moved now to 2039, but we have this decision making of what we're going to do with our funding, how much percentage we were going to put in. Every 2 years we have that point where we get evaluated. We can make the decision, we can change the decision. So 2 years ago, when everything was good financially, we were doing very fine, we chose to put 5% contribution towards the retirement, which brought, because back then we were at 88.5%. That resulted into 88.5% funding ratio. After this evaluation, we'll be at 77.6. So we're doing 2 things this time. What we are trying to do is save money, because we know fiscally we are trying to make sure that everything is reasonable, not aggressive. We don't want to fund the retirement board because there is no such a thing called fully funded technically, because it's always, there are 3 variables which change the funding ratio every 2 years. So after reviewing, I think, 6 alternative options, what we landed on is to do 3% contribution, to bring 5% down to 3%, and increase the COLA base by $2,000. So what it does is like, if it would have been at like 5%, so the evaluation which I gave, the third column, so it's by fiscal year, total appropriation. If we would have stayed with 5%, those are the numbers by fiscal year we have to pay to the PRAC towards the retirement appropriation. But then the analysis took, I did a little calculation. What if we bring it down to 2.5? What if we bring it to 3%? And then did the comparison, if we stayed at 5%, how much we will save if we go for 2.5, or how much we will save at 3%. So now we have a choice to make. Do we want to support our retirees by increasing the COLA base, or we want to get the title as a fully funded, which is, yes, it is a status, but in reality, it could change. So if the salaries increase or something everybody retires today, hypothetically, which is not going to happen. So then it would be like, it will change the status. Market changes, that's another third factor into this fully funding status. And we also have, as I said, every 2 years, we can make the changes to this appropriation module, I would say. So on the basis of all this analysis, if we say, keeping in mind city's financials, what we want to do with the money we have, are we using it wisely? So as a board, what we have decided is to go with the table, which is going to increase 3% towards our contribution for PRAC, but turn around and give $2,000 COLA base increase to our retirees, which is going to help a lot with the current living requirements. And still after that, if we are saving money, it's a kind of like a win-win. So if you have any question, I can give you more details. Yes, it is going to. There might be a question on that. The ratio was 88.5 and now it's going to be 77.6. But for an average called well-funded city or the retirement board, the average is 65 to 70%. We're still over 70% by 7.6%. So we're still in a good condition. The other question which when we were discussing during the board meeting is when we see the schedule in 2040, it says that if we don't do the way we are doing, it would average out as a $16 million unfunded liability. Practically, we are way over comparison to other communities. We are above that level. It will get extended further. Jessica also serves on the retirement board. So I don't remember that because I was not part of the retirement board before, but she mentioned that they have extended fully funded fiscal years few times by now. So if worse comes to worse, sometime in 2038 or 39, if state puts their foot down, we might have to borrow, which could change the picture again, because we are talking like 10 years from now. But as I said, this kind of decision, not COLA base increase, but what we want to do as a contribution, we have another 4 cycles to make the decision. So if financials are good in 3 years, 4 years, we can make it back up to like 5% or something. But I think keeping in city's financials and what's the best from the retirement board to support the retirees and still maintaining the fiscal responsibility, this was the best alternate choice we could have made to adopt.
So
Want to add? Yes, go ahead.
that all makes sense to me, and I appreciate it. I have one question. Can somebody remind me what the definition of a COLA base in this context is?
Sure.
It's a calculation. I don't do this job every day. That's more of like with the specifics. I would defer to Kimmy. She's not here, but I can try. The COLA base is the foundation of what a retiree gets as an average. So there's a calculation for the retirement payroll. So that's the cap, like you would get $18,000 as long as you fit into that average of your number of years of services provided and your contribution at the time of the retirement, and what was contributed from individual's paycheck towards the retirement system. And the base is currently, like if it says 16,000, so that's the minimum for the fiscal year. Anything over 16,000 is the contribution, which is made above that level from the salary. But I can get that calculation, or I can email that calculation once I get it from Kimmy, but
Yeah, I don't need the precise calculation. I'm just trying to make sure that I understand so who are the individuals who are going to be affected by this, and how?
Every retiree,
Every retiree.
up to 18,000.
Up to
You
18,000.
can make 70. You only get the raise up to the 18,000. 3%.
Okay. So that's,
Well, that's still each year.
okay.
Although there was a bonus year I'm sorry, to interrupt you, during COVID, the legislature let us do another 2%, which you helped grant in the mayor. So we gave 5 that year, 2 and 3. But every year's max is 3 they can get. For the first 18,000, make 3%.
Okay.
3% raise.
On the first 18,000,
Correct.
anything over that, they don't get.
Doesn't touch.
Okay.
No change. I did find those figures I was giving you. I have it
Sure.
right here. The 59, 5,900, that's the bottom line. That's how we're doing so far. And that's as of October 31st, a statement from them.
Okay.
So it's just short of 6 million. The bottom line. Yeah. I want to show you that. And number 2, something I mentioned, there's something called windfall, and there's a bill now in the Senate, got passed from the House to the Senate to stop it. 7 states, people get punished if they have pensions and they're on Social Security. So if someone has making $18,000 from us, just round it up to 18,000, and they're eligible for Social Security too, which we don't pay into when you're a city employee, they only get 40% of what they have coming Social Security. So these poor people are getting 18,000 a year, and the Social Security is getting cut by 60%. So that's why we think of so much to make sure we take care of it. If you have any questions on that, it's called windfall tax. 7 states have it. I know we in Texas have it. I forgot who else. We punish people on pensions. State.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, we can put this simplistically. So fiscally, this is the best thing to do, and for our retirees, this is the best thing to do.
Yes.
yes.
That's enough said for me. I mean, that's,
Thanks to these 2 ladies, we look at the city side too.
Mhm.
Believe it or not, we do. We obviously hire the retirees is our thing to take care of. So we also worry about your end.
Councilor Denham, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I think I was going to ask a similar question. I apologize. I can't see everyone in there. I see a bunch of knees, so I apologize for the folks who I can't see. So I wave to you too.
Some of our great retirees right here.
Yeah. Are you all satisfied? Do you think that this is fair? Like that's what I want to know. Is what you've negotiated? Do you believe that this is fair to you?
Oh, yeah. Sure, anything helps.
Mhm.
A fill of an oil tank that's 275 gallons, that's at today's prices is around $800, $800. $3, I think, is $3.09, 10 cents a gallon for oil.
Mm-hmm.
Get a fill up for the winter, if anything helps.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It comes out to around $540 a year.
For everyone. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's something.
Yes. Every year I've been on for 16 years on the board. The last 4 as chairman, and we've granted 3% every year that I've been on. Just want to add that.
Okay. Gentlemen, would you like to weigh in, say anything?
I've spoke my piece. It's not much. It doesn't fill the tank. It is something that helps out a little bit. $40 a month or something, and
especially for the folks that, aren't getting a lot in retirement, you know what I mean? You know,
Right.
somebody retired, if they're working for the city, they're making 30 grand. You know, that's a huge amount for them. You know, somebody that walks out of here making 50, it's a big difference. So, yeah, especially for those kinds of folks in the city.
and like Don said, our social security is cut 40% to 40%.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had my quarters in luckily because I did other things, but we don't pay social security as city employees.
I'm a state employee, so.
Okay,
it's
you know,
kind of similar
okay.
situation.
All right.
I can add two more things very quickly. So the first thing is we have, I do not know exactly how many, but we have few retirees. When they retire, their minimum wage was $10. So that would tell you, like, if the payment they're getting as a retirement check is off of minimum wages, not what's the current minimum wage plus what is the increase in the market. The second thing is the letter which is I went to President Gomez. It states here the retiree's cost of living adjustment is calculated on the first 18,000 for the new maximum COLA benefit of up to $540 annually.
Mhm.
It's up to, so then it varies if somebody was making, when they retired, they were making $10 as a minimum wage or $12 per hour, part-time, full-time. The calculation varies, but the max individual retiree can go up to with this increase as of $540 annually.
Not everyone gets that 540. Thanks for
No,
that.
not everybody.
Thank
gets
you.
Thanks for clearing that up. Well, just based on what I'm seeing here, I'm glad that you could all work together and come to an agreement that everyone seems satisfied with. It feels like the least that we could do, so I have no further questions unless my fellow counselors have anything else. If not, I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Counselor Dunham,
Aye.
Counselor Terrell,
Aye.
vote aye.
Thank
Motion
you.
passes 3-0. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Don't feel obliged to stick around. I just got one more quick thing.
You might not be able to handle the excitement.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
I thank you for your continued support.
Good night.
Thank you for all your work on this.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
So, we talked about this in the meeting and we sort of said, you know, I guess it's on our agenda. I don't personally feel, we've got these public hearings for the proposed amendments coming up. As far as I see it, we debated this already and we took a vote and we decided, and I don't have anything further to deliberate on. So I have nothing really to say about any of that other than to just note that I do believe the mayor vetoed the mayoral increase. So I wouldn't be shocked that should any of that come to a vote on the council, we might see a similar thing. But I don't have anything else to say about that really, but I want to give you an opportunity if anyone has anything they'd like to say. If not, I think we can probably wrap up. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'm sorry.
So moved.
Okay,
That's okay. I can share the information after the.
all right.
Yeah.
So I've got a motion,
Second.
second. All in favor, Councilor Terrell? Councilor Denham?
Aye.
I vote aye. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
So I did a little financial.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.